Let's talk about Japanese music industry. Just focusing on writing in Japanese lyrics, there's no way to be noticed in Japan. Kurrock itself stands for embracing multiple versions of ourselves. Compared to a band composing only Vietnamese or only English, we have to do 3 times of production schedule.
Hey there, and thank you for tuning in. We're excited to bring you another great conversation today. If you like the show and want to support us, please hit the subscribe button so we can keep bringing you great content week after week. And if you're feeling extra generous, give this video a like and share your thoughts and comments down below. Thank you so much. And now, let's get into it. Welcome to Unpacking Japan. I'm Toby, and today we welcome Khoi. You're the founder of the rock band Kurrock.
Yeah.
It's a Vietnamese Japanese band you founded here in 2020 in Japan. And you blend both Vietnamese and Japanese music, which we're going to talk about in a little bit. But I want to know a little bit more about what brought you to Japan in the first place.
Yeah. Thanks to invite me. 16 years ago, when I was a student in Ho Chi Minh City University of Technology, I got the information about scholarship of Japanese government, and I decided to take a shot. One of the most thing that I have considering about going to Japan to study, we have to study all in Japanese. The test was in all English, so I went through. And when I got the result for 4 years in Japan in College of Technology, it was very surprising me. And at that time, I already had a rock band called Seismic Origin. We was noticed in Ho Chi Minh City at that time. So I think, what should I do? Continue with the balancing between the university in Vietnam and music life in Vietnam, or left all the thing back and went to Japan to starting a new life. But I decided to go to Japan when I asked my band member and my parents. So I got a scholarship and went to Japan.
Did you have any interest in Japan before going, or did you ever think, oh, maybe one day I'll move to Japan? Or was it really the moment you saw that opportunity, you thought to yourself, why not try something new?
Actually, no. I have no any ideas of studying abroad in Japan. I was planned to go to the country spoken English, like Australia or maybe Singapore. I think it was a fate to come to Japan. Just got the information, and then I think that, wow, Japan is very famous of technology, especially in engineering. The country is close to Vietnam. It just takes 6 hours by plane to go and back. And my parents think that Japan is more safer than another Europe or America. They're scared of being racist or something that they got from the news. And they say, we will supporting you if you choose Japan. And I say, okay, just take
the chance. Yeah. So what was it like? You had never studied Japanese, no prior interest in Japan particularly, but you make it through the application test to go to the university in Tokyo, right?
Yeah.
And then suddenly you're on the airplane and you arrive in Japan and your new life starts. Your band is back in Ho Chi Minh and you're by yourself. What did it feel like?
Very complicated. Like a little bit of scare. I don't know what the upcoming story would be. Should I feel difficult. Should I decide to quit and come back? I don't know, but at least I want to try in 4 years in Japan with my decision. And I make a deal with the band. I still a member of the band, and I will try, I would say, learning the production, music production, and still making the album with the band. And sometimes when I take a vacation, I still able to performing live with the band, and I feel that's a good deal. Why don't we try this at least 4 years, and then we're gonna see what is the next. But I mean, if I have a second choice back in time, I still choose going to Japan.
It's really cool. You kind of saw it also as an opportunity to learn something new in the music field, music production. Was this part of your studies in terms of, you said, the College of Technology, Engineering?
Yeah, I love chemistry, so I attend to the chemical engineering in Ho Chi Minh University of Technology. I applied to material science in Ariake College in Technology in Japan. I think it's a very good way to start music production with that background, because it requires a lot of more knowledge of computers, a lot of technical skill sets. When I was the band in Ho Chi Minh City, I just was focusing on musical technique, how to be good in performance. But when in Japan, there's no more chance to performing live. We have to spend a lot of time to study, to adapt to the new challenges in Japan and in Japanese. And I think the best thing I can do is learning myself in the new skill, and music production, I think, is the best choice at that time. And being familiar with computer is a very advantage to me to start a new challenge in music production.
You didn't speak any Japanese before coming, right?
Yes.
How did you adapt, and how did you kind of go on about learning Japanese in a way as to be able to succeed in your studies, but also establish yourself here in Japan?
I think there's nothing special but discipline. Actually, I have studied like hiragana and katakana about 2 months before I came to Japan, but it's nothing. When you actually hear.
When you hear, it's just a small drop in the water.
Yeah. We at that time 10 Vietnamese and 20 Mongolian. We have 100 foreign people at a Japanese school at the same time. We take 8 hours a day to learning only Japanese. A lot of tests, a lot of sakubun.
Like writing essays, yeah.
Yeah. We have 8 months to get the NIKU at that time. NIKU and N2 right now.
That's a very short period of time to get to a pretty high level.
Very stressful at that time. We just have 1 year to graduate from Japanese school before transfer to the college. So actually, we are still not be able to ready yet. When we already in the college, was very nervous. I went to Kyushu for 3 years for the college, and the sound of the Kyushu accent completely different to the Tokyo, and I was panicked in the very first 2 weeks.
Would you compare it to like a Vietnamese spoken in Hanoi and Vietnamese spoken in Ho Chi Minh City?
The same. Yeah, the accent, the way they use the words, the local phrasing. I mean, I just be able to focusing on what writing on the textbook. In the daily conversation, I always say, Sorry, one more time, please.
That takes a lot of courage, right?
Yes.
To always ask people to repeat and to be honest that, I didn't actually understand.
Yeah.
I notice myself sometimes I struggle to say, I didn't understand. Just say yes.
Yeah,
but you
speak
move
slowly, please. Yeah. But it's a very good thing to force myself to study more and more Japanese, practical Japanese. We have to study in advance with the paperwork, with a documentary before any experience. Spend more time to go to the sensei's room to ask what I didn't understand in the lesson time. I think it's a very good experience. If I not in Kyushu, but in the very popular city, I can mix between Japanese and English at the same time. My Japanese maybe not so good so far.
What was it like adapting culturally? Vietnam and Japan, two very different countries, very different backgrounds, and you kind of arrived here. Did you have any ideas of what it would be like, or did you just take it as it came?
I studied Japanese culture before I came to Japan, of course, but it's just like, in general. The common thing between Vietnam and Japanese in language and the daily culture is like, I don't know how to say, but what you're saying is not what actually you want to imply.
The tatemae and the honne,
yeah,
right?
Tatemae, the human and the naimen. So when I realized that, this is the common thing, the similar thing between two cultures, but what is exactly the way to express the message in Japanese? And I just asked the Japanese friend, hey, I really want to say it, but how to express it politely in Japanese? And they just keep teaching me. So I think that like two different Japanese lessons in textbook, in academy, and in real life.
In real life.
Yeah.
But the real life usually the most important one in the long term.
Yeah.
Huh? What were some of the biggest challenges you faced in this first year to adapt here to life in Japan?
The first year I was in Tokyo for language school. I think to find the real purpose of being in Japan, the first year when I came to Japan, a lot of things that attract me. Not only struggle in Japanese, when I in Shibuya, I think that's a totally new world. Many things I can do here, many things I can follow, many things I can try doing in Japan at that time. But too many
challenges.
Too many challenges, too many attractive things.
What we've been talking about, you said, was 16 years ago when you left Vietnam to come to Japan.
Yeah.
And the plan was you're going to learn Japanese, go to the college, study for 3 years, and then probably head back to Vietnam?
No. Continue studying in a university and maybe the master degree and so on, because my parents is master in Vietnamese university. So my dad is in physics, my mom in mathematics. So
okay. A lot of pressure for you to also follow that path.
They wanted me to at least getting a PhD.
At least.
What's
beyond the PhD? A second PhD maybe?
Maybe. Yeah. And when after getting the PhD, you can choose staying in Japan or come back to Vietnam to teaching in some college and university. That was the first plan.
That was the plan. So what happened?
When in 4 years, the fourth year in university in Tokyo, I was also the vice president of Vietnamese youth and student in Japan. So beside the time in school, university, also spend a lot of time in cultural activities like help organizing event, concert between Vietnam and Japan, like a Vietnam festival, with some background in music and production. So most of the invitation from the Japanese company event committee went to the Vietnamese Embassy. They just asked me how to do, and I was in charge of a lot of
That's cool.
those work. And I found that it's better for me, or I can do it better when working with person, not mechanic. And I start looking inside myself, asking myself that what should I choose between academy industry or taking some break time to understand myself more. And the visa is not that easy to consider. You cannot take the 2 break year to do anything you want.
Break visa in Japan.
Yeah, there's no any like a break visa in Japan. So when I asking for some advices from my senpai or even my client at that time, they said that you should take a business visa to doing what you like with a company, with a real company. And I was 24th in 425, and I was thinking, a new challenge. In 2 years, if I fail, just restarted it. It's still the time to restart it as Sakaijin, applying in the company and start a new life in 27, 28. It's not so late. Yes, and I decided to start my own company, getting the visa, working in media production, event production in 2016. And
so nearly 10 years ago.
Yes, 10 years ago.
You mentioned before you started your own company, you worked for the Vietnamese youth here in Japan and did some work for the Vietnamese Embassy as well. Can you tell me a bit about the Vietnamese community in Japan? Is it a big community, and what kind of events are happening?
Now it's more than 600,000 Vietnamese in Japan.
Okay.
So we have become the second largest community in Japan. But 10 years ago, we were still growing, and at the time the Japanese government, the Japanese company, they start see that it is a big chance to focus on Vietnamese community in Japan. So a lot of plan about Vietnamese festival was setting up, but they don't know how to attract Vietnamese to come.
Interesting.
Yeah. In Japan, when they doing advertising or PR activities, they always think about bringing a lot of poster, delivering in a Vietnamese restaurant, or just keep posting the news in the homepage or their official SNS, like Twitter, Instagram, or Facebook. But they don't know how to writing the attractive contents and how to express the good thing at the festival. So they have to ask for help to the Vietnamese Embassy. For example, at that time there's some big event like Vietnamese festival in Yoyogi Park in Tokyo, in Kanagawa. So they ask for helping from Vietnamese Facebook page or Vietnamese KOL influencer at that time to
promote the event.
Promote it. And that's how the story started. So they don't know that in Vietnam, people just watching news just only in Facebook.
They will not go and check Twitter or
No.
other platforms. It's Facebook is the
no
main one.
Line, no Twitter, not even in Instagram. Instagram is just for lifestyle, fashionista.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So Facebook is the main social network in Vietnam.
Yes, we check the news, the news feed on Facebook, and then we check in the website if it's the fake news or the truth. So starting from Facebook is the main strategy. But what kind of content? Japanese tends to read a lot, but Vietnamese tend to watch a lot. So photos and videos must be the main point of the promoting strategy, not text. So we give a lot of advice. We have them in production, photos and videos that could attract Vietnamese people at that time.
What kind of things can you expect at these Vietnamese fest, like at Yoyogi Park? Is it mainly food-based, or what can I see when I go there?
The Vietnamese festival in Yoyogi started in 2008, so 17 years old. Yes, at the moment there's just a few Vietnamese living in Japan that time. It's very difficult to meet another Vietnamese when you're walking on the street. So just put the Vietnamese restaurant in the festival could drive the festival to become successful at that time. But nowadays, nothing like that. It's not so simple like that. So you have to put more cultural activity, invite more and more famous Vietnamese singers there, put some more traditional music, traditional performance. So you can enjoy a lot of angle of Vietnamese culture, not just food-based.
And so that festival has grown, and along the way you established your company. So that was also nearly 10 years ago.
Yeah.
And your idea with the company was basically officially take over the organization of these kind of events and produce.
Just a part is, to be in charge of the whole project, the whole event must be a Japanese company.
Okay.
Yeah. The main thing at that time that we can afford to take the responsibility. So we were in charge of staging. What kind of artists we should invite from Vietnam? What kind of music? What kind of performance? How to organize the schedule, and we was in charge in promoting, online advertising and PR. And we also create more creative production, like promoting videos at the time. Yeah, that was our main business at the time. But after COVID, a lot of things happened. We almost lost my job.
The business very difficult.
Yeah. So and I start again in giving advice, consulting to another Vietnamese who want to start up in Japan at the time.
Okay.
Because they have no chance to come back in Vietnam that time. There's no more flight. So they have to take a new challenge in staying in Japan at the times. And about 10 or 20% of Vietnamese decided to start a new restaurant, their new kitchen car, their new nail salon, new IT company, but they don't know how to deal with Japanese document. And I said, why we don't help them? We have a lot of skill and experience in setting up a company and keep it safe for years. And I started on my second startup in helping people. And when things become normal, I found a new chance to come back to my media business. and now we are providing PR strategy for Vietnamese brand who wants to selling their product
In Japan.
Japan.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
What kind of Vietnamese products are very popular in Japan at the moment?
For example, ingredients, instant noodle and chili sauce.
Okay.
Yeah, we are official agency of the biggest ingredient company in Vietnam called Masan Group.
Wow.
We are helping promoting their Jinsu hot sauce in Twitter, in Japan television. Yeah.
That's really cool. So you actually kind of started doing a lot of other things on the side from music.
Yeah.
When you came, you said you had an arrangement with your band back in Vietnam that you would stay as a member, learn production, and kind of come sometimes.
Yeah.
But now you've been here quite a while. How did that arrangement kind of stay, or how long did you stay with that band?
The band was established in 2006, but I joined the band in 2007. So only 2 years in Vietnam and 5 years more when I was in Japan. And then the band end. The member graduated from the university. They start their new job. They get married, have kids. So no more time for the band. So yeah, the end of the story.
So that must have been quite a void for you, right? You mentioned to me before we started recording, you started learning the piano at a very young age.
Yeah.
And music was always a big part of your life.
Yes.
Suddenly you have no more band in Japan.
Yes, I have no more band activity since 2015. But actually, when I was in the Vietnamese Youth Association, I started the Vietnamese music club. Not a band, but just a club to gather people who have interesting music or just playing guitar a little bit, just want to sing Japanese, Vietnamese, English song. We create a group to to join to the event like a Vietnamese festival sometimes, and to get more connection to do networking through music. That was my purpose at the time. Then I found that some members very good at filming, some people is very good at data management, some guys is really good in music arrangement, music playing. So I started with an idea that, so how about an acoustic band? It is more easier to form an acoustic band than a really rock band. And they say, yes, let's take a shot. And we have a acoustic band called Khoi music. We produce some music video, and it's a very simple way. We have the YouTube channel, and I think that that's a good way to balancing between the business and the hobbies. No any ideas of create a new band again until 2020.
So what happened in 2020 that made you decide, I'm gonna start a proper rock band here in Japan?
Yeah, like I said before, it's the story with many connection, with many dots, but I didn't make it in a line. I have met a lot of talented Japanese drummers, bassists to help us playing as a back band of Vietnamese artists. We also met some talented Vietnamese musician who played in those festivals. And we just let's do some great things some days together, just like that. I found a lot of talented drummers, guitarists, vocalists, but no any bassists. So until 2020 when I asked a guy that in a very normal conversation that you playing guitar so good. Actually, what any instrument that you play? And he said that actually I love playing bass, but no any chance, any stages for me.
And that was perfect for you.
And say, there's something came up in my mind. I asked the drummer that, do you have time to play as a band member, a real band member, doing studio thing, doing original song, going performing live, and sometimes touring.
Mm-hmm.
And he said that I don't know, but it sounds really cool. And I asked the other member. They said that, why don't we try? And we have a deal that we will performing. We performing the first live with a covering the famous Japanese song in Club Chita in Kawasaki. Why cover song is we wanted to understand each other, not just only in English. Not only in music, but only in the character of ourselves, because working in a band not just about music. It's also about the connecting between people. We have to know each other. We have to understand the character of every member. We have to understand the music style, what they really want in playing music. So we set the first live just to understand each other. And when we found that, we not only can play music together, we can talk together, we can go out together, we can take a lot of conversation together. So yes, let's think about the band name, think about the concept of the new music. So that was the story.
And so after this first live together, you founded Kurrock.
Yes.
Why did you end up choosing that name for your band?
A lot of ideas came from 6 member and the manager. But after, a lot of arguments, a lot of conversation, then we came up with Kurrock, because it's kind of, the Kurrock itself is stand for embracing the multiple versions of ourselves. So the Khoi is mean the black in Japanese, and rock is not only in rock music. It refers to just a storm, but when we combine together, it also mean the black diamond. That's kind of the metaphor for us. We also have my own business, my own job, but when we on the stage, it's a completely different version of ourselves. We can shine my hobbies. We can share the energy to the audience. So it's kind of the metaphor for the multiple version, and I think it's the best way to describe the music concept and what we really are.
So it's a type of rock. It's a blend of Japanese and Vietnamese music. How would you describe this to someone who's never listened to it?
Yes, there's a big challenge for us to decide which concept we should start it and follow. And we say that a lot of Vietnamese bands do their best in Vietnamese song, even in English. Only Japanese style can make us different. in the other ways, we just focusing on writing in Japanese style, in Japanese lyrics, there's no way to be noticed in Japan. We have to do something more special, and we try studying writing in both Vietnamese and Japanese lyrics.
Wow.
It's a big challenge because Vietnamese language itself, it have the tones, it have the intonation. So one Vietnamese sentence itself carries carry a kind of melody. So when you try to put it in a musical melody, it's kind of struggle sometimes. In the other ways, Japanese don't have those kind of things, so it's very easier to create a musical phrasing in Japanese style.
So Japanese language, you're saying, is a bit more neutral, and you can adapt it to different styles of music. But because of the tones in Vietnamese language, if you have a certain sentence, it will not match with all kinds of genres.
Yes, kind of like in the sentence of the same meaning to Japanese, it must be going up, but the melody is going down.
I see.
So how to fix that? So we have to change the word, change the phrasing, or we have to try change the aspect, change the perspective of the same meaning. It requires a lot of effort. The second thing of how to what we faced with the challenge between Vietnamese and Japanese when we're writing the lyrics is the length of the sentence with the same meaning. Yeah, like
Japanese is probably much shorter,
or even longer.
Sometimes longer.
Sometimes longer. Yeah. Vietnamese sentence is, Vietnamese sentence tends to express briefly.
Okay.
So with the same meaning, maybe just 3 words in Vietnamese is totally well enough.
Interesting.
But in Japan, maybe must be 3 times longer. So how to match it together in the same melody is completely challenge.
So how did you solve that problem?
Yeah, we have a lot of choices. We have to ask to the Japanese expert in musical industry. Like we have this sentence in Vietnamese with this meaning. The song is for youth, not for older people, especially for the young lady, not for male. So how do we describe it in the proper Japanese with just this length? And we had a lot of options. Then we have to, reorganizing the phrasing. Sometimes we have to change the melody to match together. A lot of things we have to do. Maybe compared to a band with just composing only Vietnamese or only English or only Japanese, we have to do 2 times or 3 times of production schedule just to matching it.
I was going to ask, because of the complexity of matching the cultures and the language and the melody, how long do you usually need to put together a song?
Actually, it really depends. We take 1 year for the first album.
Okay.
In some song, it just take 1 month or 2 months to finish. But some song, it take maybe half of a year.
Wow.
One of the most special thing about Kurrock is we can do everything ourselves, even in production and publishing. Some ideas came up in very early, but we have to try to it really takes time to convince the other member to keep the same concept until the end of the song. Like it also a new challenge when every members can contribute the ideas to the song, and you have to choose one. Sometimes you have to delete the part of the song. You have to skip the idea from the other member to keep the song to keep the song as simple as possible to the listener. And
You said that when you started the band, you had this first live together where you just sung a cover or a few covers, because it's important to see how the members work together, but also communicate with each other beyond music. Now you have this Vietnamese Japanese band, and you have this big problem, or not problem, a big challenge of matching the lyrics and the melodies. What have you seen from working with Kurrock and the different members and the blend of Vietnamese and Japanese culture? How has this kind of worked in music?
Yes, a lot of things to learn about how to working in music industry in Japan and Vietnam. In Japan, there's a lot of rules when you playing in Japan, when you work with the distribution company, when you performing live in some live stage. In Vietnam, we are still, in the very first stage of developing music industry. So we have no any rules like that. So we have to learn by myself. We have to ask for a lot of advice from the Japanese member of the band. Like, we want to do this, but it has a proper way to do this in Japan. And so it takes a lot of time to make it slowly, to make it right in Japan. And that's not a challenge, but really interesting. We can see that we are growing. We are taking the new challenge, but we are taking a new stage of the development of the band. And the difference about language, the difference about culture, even just within the music production, lead us to another ideas, lead us to another develop of the concept. Also interesting of being together in a band with Vietnamese and Japanese, but we overcome it with a quote that we all only believe that the bands don't fail, they just come to an end when the time is come. So as long as we still want to make the music together, despite of difference between language, culture, if we have a big argument, and we have to ask ourselves that, hey, do you still want the music with me? Do you want to make the album release as scheduled? So just face it. Why don't you like this idea? Why don't you like this sound? Just express this directly to me, and we can fix it together. Yeah.
Which is a big challenge, because you said that Vietnamese and Japanese cultures are very similar in the sense that you don't usually say so directly in your communication what you're thinking and what you want, right? You have to find a way around on how to communicate your goal or your intention or what you hope for the song.
Yeah, as the first year was really struggle to make the smooth communication, like just tatema all the time. But I said, hey, there's no chance to do this way. We need to understand clearly. We need to clarify what you really want to. And we set a lot of rules day by day, like what we need to do and what you want to do. You have to separate it very clearly. What you need to do is make the song completed, have the song released on time. Do we agree with that? Okay, so the next is what you want to do in the specific song. For example, for a song, what you really want to do? You want the sound, the bass louder, or you want to do your the bass line or the guitar solo or the drum groove more special? Just write it down, speak it in front of members. We can fix it together. No any, don't be shy. Don't take more time from people. Just say it, and that's the way we fix that problem.
Would you say that, in your experience, music is a way then to overcome cultural differences and to kind of blend cultures together?
Yeah. Yes, that's a very advantages of music, right? Even when you listen to the very rich song, even when you don't understand the lyrics, but you can feel the energy, you can feel the kind of message of the song. So we started composing with not only the lyrics. Most of the song come from the melodies or come from the sound arrangement.
And you use both traditional instruments like guitars and bass and drums, but I also read that you use traditional Japanese instruments like a shakuhachi flute or some traditional Vietnamese instruments as well. I think it's called, I wrote it somewhere, Ken.
Yeah. Yes, of course. Nowadays, people tends to ask like, what kind of genre the band playing, but let's talk about Japanese music industry. Now they blend a lot of genres of music. So when you talk about for example, for the artists, you realize their music, you realize the identity of the music, because that's the music of this band, this artist. Nothing like pop music or rock music or metal or city pop. Yeah, they mix it and they make it successful. And we like to make the music of Kurrock that way, like with the very basic instrument like bass, guitar, drums. We need to add some more sound, specific sound that just make the audience realize us immediately when they listen to the music. So we stick to the concept of Vietnamese and Japanese, and not only the lyrics, it's also the sound. So that's the reason why we started thinking about adding shakuhachi and Vietnamese traditional Vietnamese sound in the song. We can.
You mentioned earlier that the Vietnamese music industry is still very young, and so you have a lot of opportunities to try and experiment, and there's not too many rules. What are some of the things that kind of really surprised you that maybe you thought, oh, let's try this in Japan, and maybe some of your Japanese members were like, oh, we can't do this in Japan?
When we went touring Vietnam, in Hanoi, in Ho Chi Minh City, one of the most different thing I can feel in Vietnam music industry is they in the production aspect, one person can do a lot of work. Not only I would say they can do multitask. You know. In Japan, when you are a music player, you just play. You don't know how to make recording. You don't know how to deal with the, computers issues to record or to making a demo. But in Vietnam, because we are still young, so one man have to do like one man band's work, like in IT, let's say a full stack. Then when you do the full stack job, then you find that what is the most thing you can do, and you didn't just focus on that work. But it's really helpful when you know a lot of basic technology, a lot of basic knowledge in music production, in arrangement. You can help another person very well. And I think that's nowadays a lot of young Japanese artists can do a lot of things from the beginning to the end. But with people like 30 or 40 Japanese musicians, they will they will be scared if I ask them for helping me in recording stuff, or connecting the cable from this to this to help transferring the signal from the computer to the in-ear monitor. They don't know how. Sorry, I know that.
They will be very good at playing the instrument or very good in their field.
Yeah.
But outside of that, it's a bit more difficult for them.
No.
You said you went touring in Vietnam.
Yeah.
And I imagine you had concerts in Japan as well.
Yeah.
How do you compare the experiences of being live on stage in Japan and in Vietnam?
The two things I can feel the big differences is on stage and the audience. When we were in Vietnam, we have to prepare a lot of scenario of how to adapt with issues coming up, because in Vietnam we still young, we still have to learn a lot of things, especially in terms of technical, backstage, live mixing, live broadcasting. So even when I send them our technical writers or catering writers, I still have a feel that something will go wrong when we on stage, and it happens. We on the stage, the technical staff started to look in the writers, and they said, you stay here, not here, right? I say, yes, I'm stay here. I need an amp in the cabinet. And he said, what should I plug the cable? Where should I have to plug the cable? What kind of positioning that you perform? I say, okay.
So you sent all the information.
So I already work as a technical staff on the stage when we were touring in Vietnam to make sure that everything we prepare will go correctly. But it still happen issues like in the rehearsal time everything was perfect, but when we played official, suddenly my guitar sound went off. I don't understand what happened. So I playing and I have to ask for help, like changing the wireless cable to the wire cable. I don't know what happened, but it seems to something happened with the wireless signal on stage.
That must be super difficult if you're on stage playing in front of an audience and suddenly your guitar stops.
Yes.
How do you handle that situation?
That experience when I was playing in Vietnam before I came to Japan. I hope that after 16 years things improve. Things are really close to the global standard, but in some point it's still not so well. And compared to Japan, everything's setting up when we're on the stage. The sound man, the backstage technical staff was really great. They do their job perfectly. As long as we share the document in advance. So in Japan, we can just focusing on the performance. But in Vietnam, we still have to think about how to fix it, how to do direction while performing.
Can we still perform today?
Yes. Yeah. The same thing is the audience. The audience in Japan is quite quiet.
Mm-hmm.
But then they revealed it in their SNS. Oh, this man is so cool. This man is so much energy. But when they in live, they just like,
Which is difficult if you're a rock band, right? Because
Yeah.
you want energy, you want people to
Yeah.
engage
Yeah.
with the music and show their emotions.
Yeah, even when our music was so energetic, was so loud with, with big emotion, but the Japanese audience just like this. But in Vietnam, they do crazy thing. This audience, yeah, they do, circle of death. They do, and everything crazy as they can, and we can feel that energy back to us while performing. I think it's a big difference.
16 years in Japan. You came to study engineering, and the goal was to get 1 or 2 PhDs. Now you started 1 or 2 companies and founded a new band. Did you ever think this would happen when you kind of left from your university in Ho Chi Minh to come to Japan?
No, I think it's kind of the magical thing of life when, what I planned to do and what I'm actually doing now, it sounds like no connection, but actually it's really connected. I always work, I always do music, I always do everything with the very logical thinking or critical thinking. That's what I have learned in technology field. Make everything in creative way, but you have to make it within a boundaries, like making a music, making a song. You have to make a deadline for it,
right?
Because to me, finishes is much more important than perfected.
Okay.
Yeah, I see a lot of musicians, a lot of composer. They had billions of demo, but no one released. Nothing actually released. So what is for when we have a lot of demos, but no one can hear it in Spotify, in YouTube? So set the deadline, clarify the concept, and try your best to finish it on time. Because you can remaster it, you can remix it when you feel you really need it after releasing. So I think creative within boundaries is the really important thing that helped me combine what I studied in technology and now doing music as a hobby.
That's really cool. You've been helping also many Vietnamese people in Japan to set up their companies, to connect with each other. What would you tell someone who is maybe in college in Ho Chi Minh now and thinking about maybe going to Japan?
16 years ago, when Facebook is still very young, and no one in Vietnam is using Twitter or even Line or Instagram, getting a right information was is not so popular. But nowadays, people can easily find their choices to making any decision. And if I have an advice, I always thought that try to travel in Japan at least once before you decide to live here or work here or study here. If you just come, if you make a decision just by reading newspaper or news on the internet, it might not be 100% what really happening in Japan's life. So at least asking for Vietnamese who living in Japan or joining an internship course in a Japanese company or Japanese university college, or take a 1 week or 2 weeks traveling in Japan to really feel what happened.
Try it before committing to it.
Yeah.
You said one good thing would be to connect with Japanese people, Vietnamese people that are living in Japan. You have helped organizing events like the Vietnamese Fest and connecting restaurants and so on. Where would you recommend people to go to experience Vietnamese culture here in Japan or to interact with Vietnamese residents? Any recommendations?
Yeah. Most of the people will think about how to experience the Vietnamese culture is festival, but actually we also organize some business seminar or Vietnamese language course, but it's still not in a really good organization. We still do it like people in Saitama create their own Vietnamese language school, or sometimes we organize a food experiment somewhere in Tokyo to invite a Japanese person who want to try making Vietnamese food. There's still no specific places that you can come anytime to explore.
Maybe some good Vietnamese restaurants you recommend?
Yes, of course. Like you know, in Osaka, Nagoya, or Tokyo, there is a lot of Vietnamese restaurant. But you should try some. There are 2 types of Vietnamese restaurant here.
Okay.
First, it's just focusing on Vietnamese people living in Japan. It's completely in Vietnamese atmosphere, and the Japanese are maybe foreign people tends to not come there because it's too loud. Like you're really in Ho Chi Minh City or in Hanoi. But if you really want to, enjoy the moment, enjoy the atmosphere of Vietnam, there's a lot of restaurant in Namber or Dotonbori or in Shinokubo in Tokyo. And recently, there are a lot of Vietnamese fusion restaurant that you can really enjoy the food with the art, with the fine decoration. So you can find it in some places in Shinjuku.
Okay.
We call bánh xèo Saigon. Actually, I have my own Vietnamese restaurant in a Kamedo station.
Okay.
It's not it's not a Frenchy food, but it's I think it's their own characteristic. We don't use the yellow or red color in decoration. We use the green that refers to Vietnamese agriculture.
Okay.
As you can feel, it's very peaceful.
What's the name of your restaurant?
The Vietnam Ichigo Ichie.
Okay.
So it's 151A. So when people come and they think that it's maybe the address of the owner or somewhere in Vietnam. But when I say try pronouncing it in Japanese, they say Vietnam Ichigo Ichie is a very famous saying in Japan.
Mm-hmm.
They felt, oh,
now I get it.
Yeah, you have thought about it, right? Yes.
And this restaurant is in Nakameguro?
It's in Kamedo.
Kamedo.
It's from 10 minutes by train from Akihabara.
So we'll have to recommend people to go and stop by there.
Yeah, just try bún bò Huế and bánh mì in the restaurant.
Khoi, thank you so much for coming.
Yeah.
For sharing your story all the way from 16 years back to today and the many challenges you took on. And particularly your insights into blending Vietnamese and Japanese cultures through music with your band Kurrock. Yeah. We'll put the link in the description so people can go and listen for themselves and experience your music and hopefully see you live soon somewhere in Japan or in Vietnam.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Thank you very much. Thank you everyone for listening and watching. This was Unpacking Japan and we'll be back again next week. Bye.
Thank you so much for joining us today. I hope you enjoyed this episode as much as I did. Please hit the subscribe button so you don't miss out on future conversations. And we'd love to hear from you. Share your thoughts in the comment section down below. And if you enjoyed this episode, here are a couple more that we think you'll enjoy. Thanks again for your support, and we'll see you next time.